All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's Microsoft Flight Simulator live stream. I'm your host and pilot, as always, Uncle B. Today we are starting our journey here in South America. We're going to be starting in Venezuela, and then eventually we're going to work our way around, all the way around, down, and back up. We'll try to go a little where in between, possibly, if we can. Some of the areas, there's not a lot of airports. So it's kind of hard to go kind of zigzagging through. So we're just going to probably just do the outline of South America, most likely. But we'll see. So there's our flight for today. I'm going to start up here. And we're going to taxi over to runway 9. Matter of fact, let's change our weather so we have just a few clouds. There we go. Oops, wow. That totally changed everything. Okay, that was not what I was expecting. All right, let's change back to live weather. All right. Once we're in the air, we'll change the weather if we have to. Let's see. So we got 2 navigation aids. We got a VOR DME here, and then we have one all the way over here. There is no like ILS approach or whatever. There's only the RNAV approach, but for the RNAV approach, it's missing some of the nav aids that would be right around in here, here on the map. So I don't know why that's not there. I checked. I tried to look for it, but it's not. I don't know with the update. Maybe something dropped out, something's missing. I don't know, or something didn't get added. Whichever the case may be. So, but we'll make it work one way or the other. So, should be a nice little flight. Okay, that's fine, Aussie. We got time. I'm not ready just yet. Oh, but here's the route. Oops. Route. If you just want to meet me on the runway, it's runway 09. There at Maiqueti. Right there. That's where we'll eventually be departing from. But I'm going to do a startup and taxi over there. Shouldn't take very long to do the startup and all that. I kind of practiced it a little bit last night. So, you screenshotted it? Okay. I'm guessing that's what you meant. So, once we get the plane started up, we'll dial in our 2 VOR DMEs. We'll get those set in our nav radios. Okay, gotcha. And then we'll be ready to go. We'll give it a few more minutes here. I'm gonna have a little bit more of my coffee and get myself sorted, and then we'll get ready to go. I'm kind of curious to see how this goes because I've not flown the Twin Beach in a while. I'm curious to see how well I do on the landing. The coming in here, it's going to be a bit odd. I think when we're somewhere out in here, we'll call in for landing instructions. I think that's the closest. There's only that airport near us that we would be able to call into for landing anyway. So we'll do that once we're close enough, and then we'll probably have to churn a little bit inland earlier, and then kind of get lined up for the approach. But if we have a pattern entry or whatever, we'll fly the pattern entry as well. But we'll see how we do. All right. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pop in and get the aircraft started up. And we'll get ready to taxi. Oh, I don't have that. You know what? I got to do that. I'm sorry, Aussie Holden fan. Hold on just a second. I do have the link to my Discord. Hold on. I got to add that. I thought I did. I guess I didn't. There you go. I apologize. There you go. Yeah, I thought I put that on there. I gotta add that to. And it's basically just information only. Good morning, Mick. How are you? It's nothing. It's not a very chatty Discord or anything like that. It's just gives me an ability to communicate with you all. Like if I cancel the flights or cancel the stream, I'd put something in there. I do try to put like a rough flight plan. Oh yeah, it was absolutely. I enjoyed watched for a little bit last night, and then it was starting to get late for me. And not that Scruffy and I are like too far apart in time, but it was just. Yeah. Let's get our mixture up. And our fuel is on. All right. There's that. Up there. Oh, it's up here. There. All right, and let's get this on. Yeah, I try to be a little bit more. What do you call it? Chatty in those, when I'm watching. Try to interact with people that I've seen or. So 5-0 is our first one. Transfer. And then our second one is 3. All right, got those all set. I'll go ahead and put those in over here as well. There we go. Got that logged in there as well, just to be on the safe side. All right. So our runway's like right over there. I think we can go ahead and let's get all of our lights on. And we need go ahead and put that on. Now lights on. Alright. That's interesting. Our co-pilot didn't call in and say we're ready to go. Wait. No. That's not it. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and head over there. Well, I don't think we have to change the weather. The weather looks halfway decent right now, so I think we're okay. Weather-wise. Go ahead and get our altimeter set. Alright. Once we get our heading stuff set. Are you still loading in, Aussie Holden fan? I mean, I'm not in a hurry to get on the road or get in the air, but just want to see roughly where you're at. If you're still loading in or whatever, we got time. Alright, let's lock the tail wheel. And let's get our headings in now. Take off. So 104. Should have all of our perfect. All right. think we are just about set. I need to turn anything else on. Just want to make sure we're not leaving Aussie Holden fan behind if he's going to join in. We can wait. Thank you, DH Paradox, for the follow yesterday. I know DH was in Scruffy's stream yesterday, and Scruffy was talking about how I fly the Junkers, so appreciate that, DH Paradox. Thank you for the follow. Yeah, we fly the, for those of you who are watching that don't really know what we do or what I do, Mondays and Wednesdays we were flying the Junkers 52 in a tour of America. We are in Northern California right now. Oh, there we go. There he is. Thank you. Good morning. So we're making our way. Next week we're going to go from California up to Oregon, and then Wednesday Oregon up to Washington, and then we're going to start zigzagging across America, and then eventually we'll end up back in at JFK, where we took off from. So, all right. I think I'm going to go ahead, and I've not heard. Aussie said he was going to fly. I thought I read that correctly. Let me scroll back out to make sure. Maybe I misunderstood something. Oh, excuse me. I am going to... Okay. Oh, wait a few more minutes. It's fine. Not any rush yet. At all today. It's Friday. Next week, our Thursday flights will be on Tuesday, or the Thursday flight for the next 2 weeks are so the 8th and the 15th are those flights will not be happening on those normal Thursdays. They'll happen on Tuesdays. So, yeah, it's not bad. It's got its issues, you know. I know. What do you call it? It's one of those things Coronado hasn't... I mean, they've done a little bit of an update on it, and I think it's a little bit better than it was before, but not by much. But, yeah, it's not too bad, I don't think. So... that a little light to the subject. Oh, there was sound issue on the multiplayer when you started it up. It was like kind of like the issue with the A310. In multiplayer, the sound is like people. If you were going to fly to the Twin Beach, it was like they didn't want you to because it was just like too loud. And so I think that's been fixed, but it's one of those things that I think unfortunately they've developed such a bad reputation that now people don't, even if they fix something, you know, they don't, nobody gives it another shot, you know, another chance, basically, I guess, kind of thing. All right. Okay. I'm going to step away for just a second, and we'll see if Aussie's loaded in, or if he's ready to go. If not, we'll just go ahead and go, and he can join in the air. I'll be right back, folks. Alright, that's fine. That's fine, Aussie. I got time. I don't have anything really important to do today, so we got time to wait. I'll wait for you. Like this airport's super busy and a lot of traffic, so yes, that's it. There you go. Runway 09. We're in Makishi. They said it earlier. I don't know how to pronounce it, but we're in Venezuela basically today. What we're doing is we're starting our first leg of our tour around South America in the Twin Beach. So this will be every other Friday for now. Next Friday we're gonna do a flight for Firefly Airlines, and then Saturday we're gonna do a flight from San Francisco to Chicago. It's right here. SVMI. Yeah, you're more than welcome to. Absolutely. Absolutely. Passengers can have a little snack, a little drink while they're waiting. We play some cards or some checkers. Yeah, let's get the other table out too. There we go. Keep our pass. Okay. Yeah, like last night when Scruffy was on, and I think by the time he was on, the marketplace had updated. There was another update for the the Eric or something it's called. I can't remember, but the navigation stuff is doing its own. Like every 45 days it updates or whatever. So I think we had an update for that last night. Let me see. We'll wait for DH. We got time, Aussie. It's fine. I'm not in a rush. We'll get in the air here momentarily. It's no problem at all. Oh yeah. Yeah, I saw you were talking about that last night. Yeah, there was another mandatory update. I think that's the one for the navigation update. The cycle. The what do you call it? The Iraq cycle. Yeah. So yeah, there was the yes, I'm on. Let me double check. I'm pretty sure I am. Oh, nope, I'm on West Europe. I'm sorry. I should have been on. You know what? Let me change it to Southeast Asia. I don't know how that got changed. I'm positive I was on Southwest Asia or Southeast Asia. It's not letting me change it. That's weird. Okay, so West Europe. I'm sorry. Yeah, like it's not allowing me to change it. It says I'm on West Europe, and I'm trying to change it to Southeast Asia, and it's not giving me the West USA. North Europe. All right, there we go. Now I'm on Southeast Asia. I don't know. It's acting weird today. I'm positive I was on Southeast the other day. So, okay, so now we're all set. We're on Southeast Asia. Yeah, out southeast, not southwest. What? Because I know I flew with somebody who was on West Europe, but I swore I changed it back. But for whatever reason, it didn't take. I don't know. So now it's starting to stutter. That's weird. All right, here's somebody. Okay, there's Paradox behind me. On a heading of our initial heading is going to be 104. That should take us to our first VOR DME. It's about 60, almost 60 nautical miles away from here. And then we'll make a slight adjustment off of that and head towards our final one that's near the airport that we're landing at. So I've got that already programmed in. We'll swap those over once we're past our first one and heading on to our second one. So I've got everything already set up. So once we're in the air, we'll hit the autopilot. We'll put the pitch hold on and let the plane climb, and then we'll level off at probably about 5,000 feet or something like that. So there's Paradox. So yeah, that mandatory update shouldn't take very long, Aussie. Well, I guess it depends on your internet connection. Okay, that's fine. We might have to wait to take off after the upcoming commercial break here, since I put it that the first commercial starts like 30 minutes into the stream, and we're almost at that point now, so we may just wait till after the commercial break. I'm in a plane I might like. That could be any number. That could be anything. Maybe I'm guessing you're in the F-14. I don't know. Maybe you're in the Junkers. I'm not sure. Well, fly whichever you prefer. Wherever you feel comfortable flying, it's perfectly fine. You can fly the same plane as me. Oh, you're in the P-51. Nice. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and get going. Yeah, okay. All right, let's go. But see, since I don't have it, it doesn't show. It just says you're in a P-51, but it doesn't show a P-51. Boy, this thing is all over the place. Oh shit! No, 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 no! Damn it! Oh, come on, really? Oh, you gotta be joking. What? Oh my god. What just happened? It just like totally nosed over. It's not climbing. Oh my god. What just... Oh my god. Okay, that was not what I expected. It's doing it again. It's not taking the thing. What in the world? Oh my god. Oh, Jesus. What in the world? I did this yesterday and it was fine. My God. Okay. Jesus. Yeah, like suddenly stalled, like I was trying to climb and it just I had everything set up and then it just went like crazy. Okay. All right. God almighty. Oh, all right. Well, at least we didn't. Wow. Ay, ay, ay. All right. All right, we're on our way finally. Jeez Louise. You never know what this thing seems like. Don't want to go, we don't want to turn just yet because we're going to run right into that. I think what it was is that you have to have the whatchamacallit, you have to get up to a certain oh, did I run out of fuel? No, I didn't. Did you? Did you run? You're saying you ran out of fuel, Aussie? I didn't run out yet. We should have more than enough fuel to get there. Hello, Milla, how are you? Oh, you did. Okay. Wow. I'm doing okay. Just had a little bit of an insane takeoff because I tried to put on the autopilot system once we were airborne, and it would not take. So we bounced off the water real quick. Luckily, it didn't like put us all the way in and say sorry you're done. But yeah. Anyway, we're on our way now, so it's all good. +1 tomorrow. Plane loaded with no fuel, huh? +1 tomorrow. What's... Not sure what you're talking about, Amora. Okay. Turn off your rolling cache. I've got mine on. If only because it seems like if I'm going to have the photogrammetry on. Oh, wait, your birthday. Is it your birthday tomorrow? Is that what you're saying? Or I don't know. Everybody's being cryptic today. I don't know why. It's like I have to ask questions to understand what people are talking. Oh, well, happy early birthday. Because I won't be streaming tomorrow, and I don't know who else might be. Anybody. I don't know. Well, hopefully you have a good birthday. I'm sure you'll eat all kinds of food. Makishia. Oh, you'll stream it tomorrow. Okay. I think what I meant was those, like Amilla and hold on a second. I'll answer your question in just a moment. Like myself, Amilla, Watt Bickford, Addie's. There's a couple of us that we've known each other for a couple years, Aussie. So that's what I meant. Like I don't know if anybody within our little circle is the people we've known for some time are streaming tomorrow at all. They may, but they may not have it planned just yet. I don't know, but yeah, I'll definitely check your stuff out tomorrow. Make sure our altimeter's set. I made it last night, Abilla. I made the beef patties with the okay. You're loading in soon. Okay. There's Paradox loading. Ooh, I think we can go ahead and level off here. Yeah, so I did the chili mac with the beef patties. I have to admit, it wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be, but it was all right. It was something different, but yeah, it might have been. I'm at like almost 6,300 feet, just to try to skirt around this area to our right here. I think we're okay at about 6,300 feet. But it's up to you if you actually want to go around the coastline itself and fly that way. Fly however you wish to. Oh, there he is. He's back in the air now. Oh, Mick's in a DC-3. Well, now, hello, Mick. Nice to see you here. Mick's joining in on the fun. Yeah, it was okay, Milla. It wasn't like the wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be, but it was all right. Nick is in the air in the DC-3. Just zipped right past us. Yeah, we got... There's Nick. There's Paradox. And Aussie Holden fan will be back in the air with us momentarily. Excuse me. So, the marketplace update last night. So the Harrier came out for the Xbox a week after the PC folks have had it. It does look good. I'm half tempted, I'm not going to lie, but I'm going to wait. Now, what I did do this morning is I did buy there's a livery pack out for the A310 out. 4Simmers, of course, has jumped on that train and gotten some liveries out for the A310. So, which is good. Just it's a bit sad that we have to pay for those instead of those coming with updates that we get a couple of. But you know, it is what it is. So yeah, so at least we have something that looks legit on the A310 now. They do have a Pan Am livery, which is what sold me on it. I'm like, well, if it's got Pan Am and it looks legit, I can't say no to that. So, I think we can go ahead and get our mixture back just a bit. Yes, I actually, the one that I like practicing with is the B model of the F-35. Because, wait. Because then you could do the hovering kind of takeoff and landings. Yeah, quite. I think when Scruffy was over in Australia, I joined him in the F-35, and then he was still getting ready to land. Like they were pretty far out, so what I did was I just went ahead and went over to the airport. Yeah, the B model is the one that has the you can put the tail down, or the nozzle in the back goes down, and it will you can do that. It'll do a short takeoff, and it's just one of those things. Again, you have to kind of transition it at the right time in order for it to work if you're going to land that way. But it's possible to do. It just takes practice. But yeah, I do like the look of the Harrier. I wouldn't. It's good morning, Joseph. It's on the upper. If you're in the cockpit, there's a little button on the upper left side. It's just a little square button. I don't think it's labeled. You just have to go over it, kind of highlight it, and then it'll tell you that's what it activates. If you're not in the B model, I don't think it activates much of anything, to be honest. It's kind of one of those weird sort of situations, but yeah. But yeah, it's on the upper panel. If you're looking at the display to the left, and you just go over, there's like a little panel to the left of that. It's in the upper top part there, just below like where the thing is for the heads-up display. I'm fine, Joseph. Sorry, I'm trying to answer two questions at the same time. Yeah, so like where the head-up display mount is, kind of, like it's like kind of like this, and your head-up display, but there's like that thing to the left there. This should have the have that. So yeah, little squat. Yep, that's it. That's the one. I think it's there on the other models, but it doesn't do anything on the other ones, except maybe on the C model, which is the Navy version for carrier takeoff and landing. I think it handles the hook, maybe something like that, perhaps. I don't know. I can't remember. Yeah, all good, Joseph. We're just we're on our way here in South America, or Venezuela. We took off way back yonder. Paradox is with us, Holden Fan, and Mix here today. Yep, that's the one. But in the B model, you'll see like the area right behind the cockpit will open up for the fan, and then the nozzle will point down. It'll to help with for the lift. So that if you now they're saying it's not possible, but if you look at videos, see what I think what the Marines do with it is they take off with just their weapons and just enough fuel to get airborne and get to a tanker, and then they tank up, because if they take off fully loaded, I think it struggles. But if they take off with just at least the weapons, their weapons load and enough fuel to get in the air and tank up later on, like they head for a in-flight refueling, then I think that's how they handle that. But otherwise, it is a struggle. But the difficult part is so there is on the B model, there is, I looked it up, there is a refueling arm, a probe that comes out on the right side of the cockpit, in front of the cockpit on the right side. But it's not something that is animated, like on the F-14. It'll show that, it'll show that arm out, that probe for in-air refueling. But I don't think they've put that in there just yet. So, yeah. So yeah, we're. But it's a fun plane to fly. It's just one of those, again, like any other aircraft in this sim. It just takes some practice to work out and. Oh, crap, I am. I'm sorry. I forget about that sometimes. I take a drink of water or something, and I forget to unmute myself. Take care, Bella. Sorry. Yeah, the F-35, like, it should show as an F-35 because I own it. Everybody owns the DC-3, but when Mick took off and went past me, it did not look like a DC-3. You know, it looked like a um, did not look. It was like a Beechcraft Bonanza or something. You know, so I don't know why it does that. If everybody owns it, it should show as a DC-3. But yeah, that's one of those strange things about this sim that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Yeah, I do that, and I try to be cognizant of it. Like as soon as I take a drink of water, whatever, I try to, remember to, or I keep my hand over the button, and so as soon as I'm done, drinking or coughing or whatever it is, I unmute myself. But such is life of a streamer. Never goes according to plan. Uh, well, like, I mean, it says he's in the DC-3, but I'm talking about. See, like, okay, the F-35, right? It looks like a Learjet. It says DC-3, but when he passed by it, it didn't look like a DC-3. It looked like a completely different airplane. The problem on the Xbox is if there are updates, we have to wait an unknown amount of time. It could be a week, it could be 2 weeks, it could be 3. There's just no telling for that update to happen. Whereas the PC folks, hello Infidel Farman, the PC folks can download most of those updates right away. So yeah, that's the only drawback. So we have to wait. Like if, so like say the F-30, if the, let's say I got this aircraft outside the marketplace, if I was able to. If there was an update that was available today, like say Coronado pushes one, I could go and download it right away. But if not, I have to wait for that update to be processed through Microsoft. They have to test everything to make sure it's all good. And then if they say it's all good, then we can get the update. But not before that. That's the drawback of being on the Xbox side. That's part of the deal is you end up waiting for updates. So, unfortunate. That's just how the system works. Like the A310 got an enhanced update the other day that's only for the PC. Looks like he's flying an A320. See, that's the funny thing. So Mick's saying it looks like an A320. I say it looks like it looked like a Learjet or a Cessna Longitude or something. Yeah, it's very strange. Yeah, see? That's the tricky part about this. So, Aussie, where are you? You were talking about it last night in Scruffy's chat. Where are you and Infidel doing a joint flight together? What's the dealio with that? I would like to DH Paradox. that is the plan eventually. I'm just waiting for some things to kind of fall into place, and then I can do it. So if it falls into place, it won't be this month. If it falls into place, well, there's not a time. All right, so here's the deal. I'll just put it like this. So I was in the military for 26 years, right? In my deployments, I was exposed to toxic fumes and stuff like that, burn pits and whatnot, right? So President Biden signed what they call the Presumptive Care Act, right? Which meant if you had presumptive conditions that they can say, yep, you just say this is what's happened or whatever to you, and they say, yep, okay, it's all legit. They have to work on the on processing all those claims. So now they're supposed to start processing those claims in January, like after the holiday break and all that, right? They're supposed to get to work on going through everything and approving it so that you can start getting paid. The problem is that even if you submitted yours right away, right, there's a queue somewhere that your paperwork will be pulled at some point. You just don't know when. So it's not like they can say, yeah, within this time frame, you're going to get, these things, or your claim will be processed. It's like we get to it when we get to it. So I'm hoping that there'll be an answer sometime in January, but I don't know. So, but if so, then they back pay me if they say, yep, you got this, and we're going to increase your disability percentage. We're going to back pay you the difference between the two. So, and then they send the money to you, and then after that, then you get your new amount, right? After that. So if they back pay me, now the great thing is that's all tax-free money. It's a benefit, it's not income, right? So it's non-taxable money. So they send the money right to my bank account. So I'm hoping, right now I've got a mouse and a keyboard, and I can use my TV as a monitor. So the only thing I would need is a decent enough tower with a really good graphics card and enough memory and a solid state drive, because apparently that's the thing to have, not a hard drive, but a solid state drive that can handle flight sim. But then also I want to get the yoke and throttle and pedals. So that's a whole nother, that's not super expensive. They're not badly priced. It's just that the computer itself is the most expensive part, I think. But the prices are starting to come down. But I looked to see what was out there. I mean, they're still kind of expensive, but they're not bad. They're starting to become a little bit more reasonable. So I'm hoping by the time, if everything goes according to plan, that I can get a PC tower and a yoke and throttle and pedals. But the thing will be, though, is I kind of have to, I feel like, and I could be wrong, I kind of feel like I've developed a lot of bad habits flying with the standard controller on the Xbox, right? So I feel like I would have to go back. See, look at that. There's BIC in the DC3, it says, but it does not look like a DC3, does it? Look at that. See? Okay. Not at all. That does not look like a DC3. So I feel like I have to kind of go back to flight school, right? And unlearn all the bad habits that I've been utilizing for all this time. Yeah, see, that's what I'm going to do, Aussie. But I have to. The other thing too is I have to get a desk so I can mount the yoke and throttle on it. Yeah, see, we don't. Whatever, if there's anything out there, there's no telling when we're going to get that update. Paradox, unfortunately. The mix on the PC side, he may have already downloaded the update, but Xbox folks, we have to wait and wait and wait. Yeah, so that's what I have. That's what I want to do. Is I'm going to have to learn how to fly properly, for lack of a better term, and unlearn a lot of the bad habits that I picked up with just using the controller. You know, so I have to get that feel again. Like it took me a while to get the feel for using the controller, but now, if I use a yoke, for sure, I have to learn, when to pull back, to get the feel of that motion, and also for landing, finding that sweet spot for landing and all that kind of, especially on the tail draggers. You kind of have to hold it level. You got the main gear on the ground, and you have to kind of keep the tail up and slowly until the plane drops its speed enough to put the tail on the ground. So, that's the dilemma. Yeah, I don't think we're going to have enough fuel to get there. We still have 82 nautical miles to go. Cheat here. I'm going to put some more fuel in here. I see. It's weird. I feel like if I add too much, then it's like it goes into like gas sipping mode, and we end up having like 80% left in the tank. So I think this is more than enough to get us there. But it's so difficult sometimes to figure out, and that's one of the things I do want to get better at, is calculating my fuel so that I have absolutely enough in there. But the problem is that the sim has its own. It seems like it's got its own math. That's the best way I can describe it. It has its own math. So I don't know. Sometimes it's just got it. Everything I think I do right suddenly isn't right, and then it's like, okay, well, why isn't this going the way I thought it would? Yeah. But yeah, I that is the plan. That's on the agenda, is to get a computer, yoke, throttle, pedals, and kind of start fresh, and then go. Yeah, see, that's one of the things I got to get better at too. Is, if there's a headwind, you're going to burn more fuel trying to get there because you're not going to go as fast, and all that. If you're going way off course and having to correct, you're going to use a lot of fuel. So, climbing, you're going to use a lot of fuel on the climb just to get to a certain altitude. I mean, I feel like I've got it lean pretty decently. Get lean a little bit more if you want. I think it will be fine. Probably bring the RPMs back just a little bit more. Yeah, but one of the things, and that's partially because of Captain Arish and watching him fly. I want to include that so that we're building good habits later on for when we do get on the PC. We want to be able to do things a little bit more realistically, that we can do it and know what we're doing is. Oh, there he is. So yeah, it's just because initially I flew with unlimited fuel, right? But see, then again, it's one of those things. It's a bad habit because then you don't have, you rely on that, and so how you take off and fly is completely different compared to if you're using fuel and balancing the plane and all that. So I do want to kind of include those sorts of things in my flying eventually and get better at it. You know, so yeah, that's what I'd like to do. Oh, maybe that's why we had such a problem. I left the tables open on takeoff. So we'll see. But it means then we're gonna have a lot of, like, Captain Arish when he did the 247 Delta, which is somewhat similar to this. I think it's a little bit larger of a plane, but the what do you call it? The he like his yeah, set lean, yeah, like all that stuff. Like, yeah, he was flying in the 247 Delta, and then suddenly he had everything looked legit on his gauges, right? Everything was in the green. There was no indication that there was any problem. All of a sudden, bam, the oil runs out of oil, and the plane went straight down, you know. So that's the difficult part. And see, when you're streaming, that's the only dilemma that I have is, so if I'm streaming and I'm trying to do all that stuff, pay attention to all my gauges, right? And make sure everything is on the up and up. If I miss something or whatever because I'm trying to look at the chat at the same time, that's where when I first started streaming, that would always be the case. I'd be coming in for landing in the A320, for instance, right? Even if it's a straight up ILS approach, we got the tractor beam engaged, as I like to call it. Somebody would come in and start talking or asking a ton of questions while I'm on final, and I'm trying to make sure I land. And then but then at the same time, and it's like I can't do that. I have to land the plane first, then I can go back to the chat. But some people didn't quite understand that early on. So now that's why I have that disclaimer. I say, okay, I'm getting ready to land. I'll be back in the chat once we're on the ground and we're safe. Then I can talk, but not before that. If I try to answer questions and all that, the landing totally gets jacked up. So, yeah, that was a big problem early on for me. So it says, now this is showing that we are to the, look at that, like we're supposed to be on the track, but we're not technically. But all right, we're still going there. 64 nautical miles, just under 65. But yeah, I want to be able to do more and all that. But again, it's just a matter of, and I know, like, Mick's my #1 mod. If he's in the chat, if he can answer questions, he will, or he'll have to, he'll tell the person, like, well, he'll answer you when he can look at the chat here in just a moment. Okay. Only F-35, and this is what it looks like. I wonder if it's because if neither of you own the F-35, right? I wonder if that's why it's showing it that way. Like maybe if just Aussie and I were in the flying together, maybe it would. I don't know. I never know. I don't understand none of this stuff. So, yeah, but Mick's been very good about, keeping an eye on the chat for me. People get silly. He handles it like a professional. Yeah, it is. Yeah, like that. There's no. The problem is there's no telling really, like the, um, the level of her, what's in, like, they'll never say what's in the works, right? Anytime there's a the Q and A's or whatever, they'll never say, "Well, this is in the pipeline. We're working on these to get these approved for the marketplace." So they never talk about that, and I don't think they ever will. Uh, Going from the Lockheed Martin plant and delivering to. Oh, nice. Okay, excellent. That sounds like. Are you guys doing that today or later today or tomorrow or still working on the plans? I don't know. All right, so our numbers all look, we're in the green. So it looks like everything is fine. It's weird. Mick passes me and then I don't know, it's strange. Like Mick was way in front of me, now I passed him. So anyway, yeah, like they never talk about any of that stuff, and I don't think they ever will because it's just uh, not in their purview to talk about. Oh, Saturday, Australia, Brisbane. Oh, nice. Okay, I just heard this weird sort of. There's Paradox near me. That's weird, Paradox. You were like way, way over there. Now all of a sudden you're here. Oh, okay. See, that's another thing I haven't really quite figured out, the slew mode and stuff. That's really loud out there. So anyway, yeah, there's just that's part of the tough part about being on the Xbox is even if you have like a ton of questions and they're all like, legitimate questions, concerns, whatever, um, we don't get any answers really. Hello, Skip. How are you? So, uh, yeah, it's quite difficult sometimes to be on the Xbox. All right, so look at our. So this number and this number are pretty close, although this one seems to be a little bit behind this one. But they're all. That's our DME measurement there. So everything looks on the up and up. Oh, you know what I haven't checked is my altimeter reading. Oh, look at that. It changed. 2986. There we go. So yeah, that's the unfortunate part about being on the Xbox side of the sim. We just don't know anything really. We know like the day of. That's about it. You know. Otherwise, we're in the dark every week. So, but that's just how it is. Yes. All right, let's just go in. Alright, I think we're good to go for right now. Alright, I'm going to step away again. Yeah, like it's one of those things that you just never know. Uh, Although the PC folks seem to get it a little bit earlier in the week, and then all of a sudden, like a day or two after that, was when the Xbox got it. I don't know. It's just one of those strange things. And then, reading all the notes and trying to figure out what's what and what happened and what got fixed and what wasn't fixed and everything. I don't. Anyway, I'm going to step away for just a moment, folks. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Yes, DH, it does look good. I think the sounds are pretty close to real. Uh, there are on the PC side there are enhancements already for the DC3. There are already liveries out there for the DC3 on the PC side. The Xbox community, on the other hand, will not see it. So if Init Builds releases any kind of livery updates, from what it sounded like, the Xbox side will not receive those liveries. Thanks, Joseph. For whatever reason. That's what it sounds like. Now, that could be a misunderstanding or something. But not Init Builds. Aeroplane Heaven, I'm sorry. Aeroplane Heaven, not Init Builds. Init Builds did the 310. Aeroplane Heaven made it clear recently that if they had their way, the DC3 would have been payware only for the PC. Now they got their deal with Microsoft / Sobo. Whatever they got out of that, that's their business. That's what they got what they got. So the problem is that the feeling was that I took it as a slight against the Xbox community. Now, they didn't have to say yes to that agreement with Sobo, or Microsoft, I should say, not Sobo, Microsoft. Nobody forced them to do that, right? But they took the deal, and so now when the Xbox community says, "So, are we going to get the same updates? Whatever is the nope." It sounds like they're not going to. Now, the feeling is that because of the deal, if there's any updates, it's going to come through a Sobo. But I don't know if that's true. There's so much out there since the 40th anniversary update came out that it's hard to know what's true and what is fictional. You know, what's really going on and what is just hyperbolic nonsense or whatever, right? So, yeah, I don't really know what to think anymore. You know, whatever happens is going to happen, kind of thing. So, all right, I think let's just have a look at our list here. See if it gives us the SV. We are going to SVCU. There it is, right there. We're still kind of far out. I want to get a little bit closer, and then we'll kind of call in for landing. So maybe under 30. I think SVBC is like right over here somewhere, or it's like right over there, maybe. All right. So yeah, there's a whole lot going on that just doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but who knows if it'll ever make sense. You know, I'm just going to try to enjoy it the best I can, and whatever's going to happen is going to happen. So, all right. No, we're heading pretty much for the airport anyway. All right, you know what? We're just going to do this. Oh, straight in. All right. All right, let me double check that. 8 is still our preferred runway, right? Yes, okay. Perfect. All right. Well, not that we could change it at this point. I don't think. Can we? I guess if we canceled our landing intentions, we could maybe pick a different runway if the weather would change significantly enough. Okay, let's go ahead and drop some altitude. You see an airport in front of us. Well, the airport we're going to is roughly, I think, kind of where Aussie's heading to. Although he just disappeared below the horizon. For me, that's weird. Okay, now he's back up there. So I think the airport is right up here. I know it's like along the coastline somewhere. Wrong thing. So if we're looking at this, I see. So from here, the airport should be like right over here, right in this little area, based on the layout, or the landmass we're seeing here, and the landmass, or the mainland kind of here. So I think, well, this is all part of the mainland. It's like this weird, kind of juts out on its own. It almost seems like an island at first, but it's not. So yeah, our airports should be like right up here. And I think we need to be at, is it about 2,200 feet? Yeah, for landing. So we're losing altitude in a safe way, I think. Final heading of 0. 076. Okay. See, that's the weirdest thing ever. I hear this sound like it's almost like there's an. That is the strangest sound I've heard. Like coming out here, just it had this really weird sort of. I don't know. Oh, it's freaky. Like so far today, it sounded like we had sirens going off in the sim. Okay, that's what I kind of thought. Yeah, that's fine. A little bit closer, we should see our landing pattern there, straight in. Now our VOR DME is on the right side of our runway that we're going to land on. So we can keep that tuned in if we want to. Oh, wow, okay, there it is over there. Get some flaps down. All right, folks, you know the time now. I'm going to go ahead and turn this to so I don't get caught in my eyesight. We'll be on the ground shortly, and I'll catch back up in the chat. On the ground soon. Now this is where the marker would have been that is not in the sim anymore when I was looking up this information. Now, so I think whatever it was there has been removed out of. What is that? Oh, there, it fixed itself. Looks like Mix came in from the opposite direction. Looks like he's just about on the ground. Oh, maybe. No, it looks like he's circling around. Just gonna go manual now. All right, here we go, folks. Oh boy. See, it's weird just trying to get this thing to trim enough that we're still descending, but not like at a insane rate. That's the tricky part here. Okay. Alright. Looks like Aussie's coming in from the opposite way. Certainly will be on the ground before I am. There we go. We gotta drop down a little bit more altitude here. Want to try to come in flat like we've been with the Junkers. Try to have a little bit of that speed bled off just as we get over the threshold of the runway. Just let that continue to bleed off before we cut the power and set it down. Oh boy, there's a bit of a wind here. Well, it feels like a crosswind. Boy, it is really pushing me offline there. I'll be right in, that's for sure. Pretty long runway. We got enough room to work with if we have to kind of hover here a little bit over the runway. We've set down. Ooh, see, look at that. Look, it just went right off to the left there. Oh my God, what in the world? Wow. Okay. Well, we're off the runway, that's for sure. Whew. Wow, it just shot right off to the left there. Well, on behalf of myself and the entire flight crew, would like to welcome you to Cumaná. Local time is 9:52 in the morning. They're an hour ahead of us on the East Coast. Ooh, that was not an easy landing, that's for sure. All right. It's like waiting on Mick. Oh, you know what? Oh, yep, that's unlocked. Maybe I should have left it locked. I don't know. Well, it went all over the place there. Waiting on Mick. Yeah, it wasn't my best, that's for sure. Not by a long shot. But we made it, that's alright. Mick's on the ground, it looks like. Somewhere. Oh, he did the same thing as me. He went kind of skirting off the runway. Boy, these planes do not like landing, that's for sure. I don't think they like taking off all that much either. Well, I thought we had enough speed bled off that we wouldn't have that issue, but boy, it just went like, phew, just zipped right off to the left there. All right. Well, I do appreciate you guys flying along with us today. It was awesome. Very nice to have. What? Where did Paradox go? He was just there. Where did Paradox go? There's Mick. Paradox, did you drop? Oh! Alright, hey, cool. Thank you. Nice flying with you, too. You're always welcome to fly along whenever I'm streaming. Fly whatever you wish to fly, however you want to fly it. It's all good. But thank you for hopping in today. Greatly appreciate it. So we'll be back Monday, 7:10 Eastern, 12:10 UTC in the Junkers 52, continuing our journey from Rogers up to I can't remember the name of it. Up at a little regional airport up in Oregon. So we're going to land there. But we're going to try to have some snow on the ground for the entire flight. I know how to do it without it really snowing. We'll wait for Mick to get over here. Yeah, you too, Paradox. Have a great day. Alright, there's that. Mick is parking over... So Mick's found a parking spot. Oh, he's coming. Alright, let's get all of our lights turned off. Wow. What in the... What? What is that? God. Oh, Mick, what are you doing with your plane? What is that? What's going on there, Mick? Do you have an answer for that? What is going on? Anyway, all right. Let's go ahead and oop. Let's draw all the way back. And let's cut. Oh. There we go. All right. An hour 10. That's not too bad. My plane does not look like that. Yeah, I know it doesn't. Wow. All right. Let's. You know what? I'll just do that afterwards. We'll get ready to wrap things up. But yeah, that was not bad at all. That landing was a little bit. This plane is not easy to land. It's kind of like landing the Spitfire originally. You know, you got. It's even when you have the power dialed back a bit, it seems like it still wants to go everywhere. But that's okay. That's why we do these kinds of flights. We try to get better at it. You know, and all that. So that's all good. So that will do it for today, folks. Thank you everybody for coming in, especially to Mick and to Aussie Holden Fan and to DH Paradox for flying with me today. Greatly appreciate having you guys in the air with me. It was a lot of fun. Nice surprise. I don't know, Mick, Joseph. I don't know. It's fine. So we'll be back Monday, 7:10 Eastern, 12:10 UTC, in the Junkers 52, going from Rogers to. Let me look at my list. Here, let's put the Rogers to Rossburg Regional up in Oregon. So should be a nice little flight for that. So do join us for that on Monday. Do enjoy the rest of your... Yeah, you're welcome, Aussie. Thanks for flying along today. Appreciate that. Good stuff. Do enjoy the rest of your Friday morning, afternoon, evening, early Saturday for some folks, possibly. Somewhere in the world. I have been and always shall be your host and pilot, Uncle B. Until Monday, peace, live long and prosper. Yeah, it's not too bad, Mick. I know it didn't look like it was too easy, but you stuck with it. That's the important part. So there you go. All right.